Hey Capricorn, welcome to your love reading for February 2019. This is a bonus reading for Capricorns because y'all had the most views on the love readings for the month. So thank you very much for everyone that watched, and be sure to like and subscribe. So I'm doing something a little different for this reading, and I'm going to go ahead and get into it because I have a certain amount of time I have to get this done in. So I'm going to do a card here for your overall general energy. And this is the Queen of Earth, so it's very much you're in your own element. It says thoughtful, creative, warm, sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. I feel like for a lot of Capricorns, y'all are going to be very much in your element this month. I feel like working with your finances is, as usual, it's pretty much of your importance right now. So I feel like a lot of you may be shifted a little bit more into your work life than your love life, but overall it's really good that, you're able to be in your own element. So then we're going to look at the crystals. This one over here is the emerald, and the emerald is all about love, beauty, and sex. And this card is basically trying to tell you that if you've lost the courage to love and you're having a hard time opening up to others and loving others and accepting the fact of loving yourself, this is a really good crystal to have with you. They say on the card that you can wear this around your neck and close to your heart, and it can help you with opening up to possibilities that maybe you weren't so open to before. Then the one next to it, I do not know how to pronounce it, okay? I do not know how to pronounce it. I'm not even going to try, but I will spell it. It is R-H-O-D-O, or is that an N? Yeah, hold on. R-H-O-D-O-C-H-R-O-S-I-T-E. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Anyways, this is for those who are brokenhearted and that are very much in a grieving process, trying to get over maybe a loss of a relationship. And those who, this could also be like a relationship that, has been going on for some time, or it's kind of dragged out over time and it might be coming to an end. It's also, for those who, I feel like a lot of Capricorns are going through a major shift with like trying to reinvent themselves and take a look at where they really want to be in the future. But this one also can be worn around on your neck or put like on your heart. And this one is going to help for like whenever you're having heartache and pain. And it's a reminder that you need to be gentle on yourself. It's okay, like you can have a lot of pain and be in, have heartache and everything, but it doesn't mean that you have to be mean to yourself about it. You got to learn to be your own best friend. It's also a reminder to know that, everything that you're going through now, there's a reason for it and it will pass. And love will come to you whenever you're ready. I also have 3 oracle cards here from the Spirit Animal Oracle. The first one is the butterfly. The second one is the swan. And the third one is the panther. Wow, so we go real feminine and real delicate to extremely intense. And a hunter, okay? So, you're starting off with the butterfly. So this is talking about being able to develop into your own person and to be able to transform. And this could be transformation in relationships. So maybe you have a relationship that's coming to an end, or maybe if you haven't dated in a while, you're going to start transforming your thoughts about being in relationships and try to start again. It's also, with those 2 crystals above it, and it's talking about healing your broken heart and like opening up your heart and trying for love again. It's real interesting that underneath it you have 2 spirit animals that are basically really delicate and sensitive, but also very powerful in their own way too. Butterfly is also a reminder that, change is always constant. That's one thing you can always be sure of, is there's always going to be change. So it's kind of a reminder to say, you know, hey, change isn't always going to be bad. I mean, the butterfly develops from a caterpillar into a butterfly, and look how beautiful it turns out. So even though the change may seem hard or ugly, it could come out very beautiful. I feel like there's also a need for you to be softer, not only with yourself, but to be softer with others as well, and maybe more gentle and kind, even to those who maybe, you know, with as far as like love and relationships, like it's like maybe you don't always have to be as harsh, and maybe can open up more. And I think it's more of a protective barrier. With this one, I feel like there's a need to go into like a really, really deep, I mean, it says it's time for a deep dive. I feel like you really need to go deeper into like your roots. And I feel like for some of you, you may be choosing partners based on things from your past. And there could be something connected to that with like the way you were raised and what shaped you. And for some odd reason, there's like something in there that like it causes you to pick people that may not necessarily be somebody that would be best for you. I feel like a lot of you might be struggling with having a deeper understanding on why you end up with the people you end up with, and where it is you want it to, like where it is you want to be and who you want to be with. Some of you might need to take a deeper look into what you really, really want and really truly figure that out before finding someone who can match that. And for some of you, I feel like you might need to make yourself that before, you know, you're going to attract those who are like you. So if you're like in a more positive space, you're going to attract more positive people. So if you're like looking for love, you might be focused more on making you someone that you would want to date so you could attract that person. Does that make sense? Okay. I feel like this is going to be a really, really deep self-realization for Capricorns when it comes to the way your heart operates. Yeah. And then you have the Panther spirit who says reclaim your power. And that's right underneath also the Queen of Earth. And I feel like, you know, there's a need for you to feel a sense of power again. Maybe some of you have been through like abusive relationships, or some of you have been controlled a lot throughout your lives. And I feel like there's this need to like reclaim who you are and to break free of that. So I feel like in a way, especially with the butterfly, I feel like a lot of you are going to be shifting out of some old energy and transforming into something new. And I feel like your relationships are going to be affected by this as well. I also have my usual cards, which I've already picked out. So we have the Four of Cups reversed, the Five of Swords reversed, the Death card, the King of Wands reversed, the Empress reversed, and the Eight of Cups. So with this, it's starting off where with this Four of Cups, you know, it's normally a card of like being discontent. And I feel like for some of you, you might be closing yourself off to other people, which is also what was stated, you know, in the other cards. And I feel like some of you might be shutting yourself down. So some of you may not be ready to be looking for love. Some of you may be closing yourself off to a partner. And with the Five of Swords reversed here, I feel like whatever is going on for those who are coupled, it's not even about like neither one of you is really winning. So if y'all are like arguing with each other, it's like neither one of you are winning at this. It's not a game. It's not a contest. You know, this is supposed to be your love life and your relationship, and neither one of you is winning. I also see a lot of like no communication in here. And then you know, you have the Death card here. So I'm seeing major transformation. So either there's a lot of people who are going to be going through some breakups, or there's going to be a lot of you who have to you know, confront your partner and even, you know, look deep within yourself. And this is going to have to be done because there's going to have to be a major shift or change within the relationship. I have the King of Wands with the Empress reversed, and I feel like for a lot of you out there who are with somebody, or even if you're not with this person, this might be like your love interest and you were with them at one point, but I feel like there's this constant battle and need for like control and dominance. And I feel like it's always like who's going to be the one that has the most power in this relationship. It's really like a power battle. But and then it goes right back to that Five of Swords. Like neither of you are going to win this battle. It's not about winning. And there's just a big, huge battle here. And I feel like there's a lack of emotions here as well. Like there's a lack of, either it's because there's some of you who are not happy, whether this is happy with just you, like by yourself, or if this is whether or not you're happy with this person. Maybe some of you might realize that maybe this one person that you wanted to be with, or maybe be talking to or something, like all of a sudden you realize like, wow, this really isn't what I thought it was. Sometimes I think like, how would I put that? I get this feeling of like, I'm going to move on from that. Also, I want to point out that the Empress in reverse, some of you might have issues with your mother. Some of you might be dealing with somebody that there was some, we'll say, pregnancy issues that caused a lot of issues within a relationship as well. I see like there was a lot of arguments. Whoever this person is, I feel like, you know, Capricorn, you're dealing with somebody that maybe either you or them is extremely tempered, or there can be a lot of violence or selfishness. I feel like, you know, you or them, there's a lot of self-neglect. I feel like one of you is giving too much to the other. This might also be, you know, with the Four of Cups reversed, why you feel like really discontent. But in the end, I see, you know, with the Eight of Cups, I feel like eventually, like, what you thought was once good for you, you're eventually going to be walking away from it. And I feel like this is all going to be from a lot of self-growth. Like, you're going to really go deep within with that swan there and, like, dig really deep and figure out what it is you really want and move towards that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to, like, break up with somebody or not be with that person, but you're going to understand what it is that has to change in order to move forward. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the month. And until next time, bye Capricorn.